Hello and welcome. My name is Clark Miller, and I'm the director for the Center for Energy and Society at Arizona State University. And I want to welcome you to the first course in our training program, Enhancing Energy Projects Through Social Value Creation. The first course is going to focus in on this key idea, social value, and how we can use energy projects to create social value. When we talk about the social value of energy and social value more generally, what we mean by that is the value that a user derives from using energy. It's a fairly simple idea, but it turns our attention away from the technologies that we use to create energy, which are often the focus of energy projects. And it turns our attention instead to energy users, the people who will use the energy to do things in their lives. And it raises questions like, does the user have a use for the energy? And what is that purpose that they'll use the energy for? Is that use of energy valuable for the user? And if so, how? Right? What are they going to get out of using the energy in that way? Does the user have the knowledge and skills necessary to use energy to create value? And is that value of energy tangible? Can the use of energy help create new income for the user or create other kinds of benefits and forms of well-being, improvements in lives or livelihoods for the user? So again, you see that we're turning attention away from energy technologies to the people who will use that energy. The social value of energy also then changes how we think about the design of energy technologies, because it shifts from the question of how do we deliver the energy to the question of what are we delivering the energy for, right? So it raises questions like, what energy services does the user need in order to derive value from the use of energy? Very few people care about energy per se. They care about our energy services, things like light or heat or cooking or cooling or the electrical power to power devices. So things that help them do things in their lives that then create value. And so then it asks, is the energy system configured to actually deliver those services, right? It's not enough to deliver electricity. We need to deliver electricity in forms, in locations, at times where people can use it to derive an array of energy services from it. And then finally, is the energy system configured to deliver those services in those places, in those times when the users need them in order to be able to generate value? Then finally, the social value of energy changes the way we think about the financing of energy projects. We often think about the financing of energy projects in terms of something called the levelized cost of energy or the levelized cost of electricity, right? If you take all the costs of the project over the life of the project and add them up, and you divide that by all of the energy that you will be generating over the course of the project's life, you get a sort of dollars per kilowatt hour figure that we call the levelized cost of energy. We often think about that as how to think about what we need to finance in the project, right? But if you think about the social value of energy, if you shift attention to the user, right, and you start to ask, is the user deriving tangible and meaningful value from the use of energy, then you can see that if they are, then they'll be more likely to use energy, to use more energy, and to use energy more productively in their lives. They're more likely to see energy as valuable to them, and therefore, for example, to pay for that energy use because they see that what they're getting out of it is useful, is valuable to them. They're more likely to have a higher ability to pay for that energy use that comes from their having more value coming out of the processes and practices of using energy. They're more likely to want projects to be upgraded in the future to get bigger, to grow the energy system, to grow its capabilities to deliver services for them. They're more likely then to derive real meaningful social impact from the project. And if you can do those kinds of things, all of that makes an energy project more bankable. And so instead of just thinking about the cost that it takes us to build the technologies to deliver the energy and then to run them, when we're thinking about financing energy projects, we think we should also be thinking about the users, their ability, their willingness, their enthusiasm for paying, and the value that they're deriving from the project, because all of that will contribute to strengthening the financial foundations of the energy system. So our goal in this course is to help you learn about the social value of energy and how it can enhance the design of energy projects. It has 3 modules. The first focuses on defining the social value of energy, the second on identifying the social benefits of energy use, and the third on the costs and the risks and the burdens of energy use. And with that, thank you very much. It's good to have you joining us in this course.